Hello and welcome back to the Beatdown Bandits podcast. I'm Colin and this is season 3, episode 13 of the Beatdown Bandits podcast. This is 56 episodes in to the podcast, so I'm honestly kind of impressed that we've kind of been going along like this long. I've color me impressed, I guess. But yeah, we're into that third year of the podcast. I didn't do much last year for whatever reasons, but we're keeping the ball rolling in the third year, and like I said, this is 13 episodes into this season, so kind of kicking butt as far as that goes. And obviously with and the great thing is with this being season 3, episode 13, we have Apex season 13 coming right around the corner. So there's going to be a lot of probably Apex content the next several episodes of the podcast. So kind of sort of apologies, not really apologies, but just a heads up, lots of Apex stuff coming. So we're going to discuss that today. We just had so I'm recording this on Tuesday, the whatever it is, the 27th. Is today the 27th? It's the 26th, Tuesday the 26th. Recording this on Tuesday the 26th. So we just got to see the Saviors launch trailer. And I know there's going to be still like the Battle Pass trailer and the Legend trailer. And now that we 100% have confirmed it is Newcastle, which those leaks have been coming out obviously for a while now. So and the news that we got, which is not shocking. I mean, the rumors from like the storylines of season 12 was Bangalore is leaving, right? And Revenant is going with her because she has to survive this journey. So she's going to be in a cryo freeze or whatever. So Revenant is the only one that can survive that. And so he was going to pilot Bangalore back to her home or whatever. So obviously that's not going to happen. There's way too much money, and I could see them maybe even putting a Legend like in a vault for like a half a season or a season or whatever as part of the story, but that seems even like dramatic. Like I think you would lose a lot of people. Like let's just say I spent a bunch of money when the Bangalore heirloom dropped, right? Or the Revenant. Like, I just got Watson's heirloom. Like I would be furious if they took Watson away for a season. So it's not going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but there was a lot of people who were kind of thinking that way. And so fortunately, that's not the case, right? So great news there. So we obviously know now Newcastle is her brother, which is what I expected. Like, she's gonna leave. So how are they going to keep her? And it's like, well, something with Newcastle, right? Like it's either gonna be her brother or like he's gonna say, oh, like he's alive somewhere. So now we know Newcastle is her brother. Everything is hunky dory. So everything is back to the way it was. First of all, the trailer was great. There are several things that I noticed in the trailer. We can kind of go through it a little bit. I don't need to show it or whatever. I don't need like the initial reaction, but like the party at the beginning, they're in the dropship, right? Like they're having a party. Like I kind of wonder if like that's going to be a feature at some point. Like it would be kind of funny to be able to like run around there and do goofy things, like, so that's your perspective at the beginning, but I doubt it. It would just be funny as like a loading thing. Not a big deal though. It would just be great. But the happy retirement Anita in the background, and then like there's like a little tiny flag at the bottom that says also Revenant. Like that was so funny. That was so perfect. I also like the Revenant like just popping the balloon his blade. Like that was so good. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a great trailer. I think it was a great introduction to Newcastle and what he can bring to the table. It was great. Mirage is always good. Fuse was good. There's not like a ton of new stuff from that. I mean, obviously we saw like some type of activation system, like safety thing, which brought up the pods. and there was like a Easter egg teaser or whatever over the last few weeks that you could do in the command center. For anybody who did do that, like you can kind of see some stuff. So those pods have now popped up, right? Or they're getting ready to for the season. So we saw that obviously in the trailer. So they're survival bunkers with gun racks. So it looks like you can go in there and it's like any gun that you could possibly want. So wherever that's going to be, my assumption would be on the west coast of Storm Point, because that's where the Leviathans died, and that's where this new creature thing came in. Something over there would be maybe where these are, and it could be like all around the border, which would make it interesting. Makes it easier for teams who like to land on the outside of the map and come in. Like you're going to have whatever gun you really want. So that seems pretty unique, and then that's just kind of my assumption. So, so I found a website that we're going to kind of go through. So let me share my screen. I'm going to share sound and optimize for video clips. So we're going to do that, but I don't think we're well. I mean, I might actually play the trailer like a smidge. So um kind of going through here, we're just gonna kind of talk a little bit about like early patch notes that are obviously not out. Some of this is like kind of assumptions or whatever. But potential release dates, there's no technical end for the season. But there is a countdown or whatever for like the battle pass or whatever, so that is possible. Some map changes and obviously stuff about Newcastle, right? So this is the Saviors event. I do apologize. There's like ads all over this website, but shout out to charlieintel.com. So little mini shout out there. So Apex Legends Season 13 has been revealed. And for those interested, here's everything we know about the release date and content coming in Respawn's next big update for the Battle Royale. So it's coming to an end. Recent teasers have indicated content we might see in Season 13, including the new Legend Newcastle, which of course, we now know that as true. So let's jump down here. Estimated release dates. So there's currently no official release date for Season 13. And since there's no set date for end of Season 12. They're typically around 3 months. And as we know, all updates or whatever the Apex has ever pretty much pushed out, official ones or whatever, like quick patches, they come out on Tuesdays. So the assumption right now is May 10th. And that's 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, right? So that is the current guesstimated release date. So let's talk about Newcastle, right? So this guy has been kind of talked about over like the last month or so when some like kind of leaks were kind of coming out. So the first and foremost, like apparently this guy has been trying to get into the games for a long time. Even like back when Forge was like back in what, Season 4, when Revenant came out. Right, Crypto was Season 3, so I think Revenant was Season 4. I think that's right. So when Forge was killed, somebody competing against him was this Newcastle guy, right? So he's been trying to get into the games for a very long time, hasn't made it. So now he's finally here. Because this guy is like semi-famous, you would think Bangalore would have caught on, but maybe she was just so checked out that she doesn't necessarily even worry about it. So whatever. And didn't take her too long being right next to him for her to kind of pick up like who this guy was. So his abilities, which have been talked about a little bit, but you could kind of see in the trailer, he has a shield that he always carries. But then it kind of turns into like this energy shield, I think, when reviving, and it's hard to say if he can like revive while dragging them to safety, but it looks like he can actually grab down teammates and drag them. So passive, retrieve the wounded. I don't know if that's technically the name or if this is just kind of like a made up name. But he can drag his down teammates, which seems really awesome. A mobile shield, which you can drop down. That's I don't know. Throw a controllable drone that creates a moving energy shield. So I don't know if you can shoot through it or if it's just a safety thing. I would assume it's just a safety thing and you can't shoot through it, but I could be totally wrong there. And then finally his ultimate, this castle wall, which, yeah, he like jumps up and throws his shield down and it puts out this giant flipping fortress. It kind of looks badass, but I think they've basically built this guy up as like just totally a total protector of his team. So he might be like semi useless if he's like a solo. Like I think fighting solo, this guy may be, you know, it's almost like fighting solo as a lifeline. Like it's almost semi useless because passive is just not non-existent anymore. But overall, I feel like he's really cool. I feel like if you can work as a team, this guy's got a ton of potential to be a better Gibraltar, be a better lifeline, maybe. So dude's got tons of potential, right? So new weapon. So I read this first, and then I was kind of on Twitter a little bit last night, kind of reading some stuff about the event or the trailer. Most people are saying there's actually not a new gun, which makes sense. The loot pool is iffy right now at best. So I don't have a problem with there actually not being a new gun this season. It makes perfect sense to me, actually, that there isn't. But you got to imagine that they're gonna like kind of like put something else, like move the flat line out onto the ground and the longbow into the ground and put, you know, 2 new guns into the crafter. I don't know if, as far as like the legendary guns, I feel like the legendary guns right now are okay, but I wouldn't mind seeing the G7 back on the ground. Personally, I was not a huge fan of the G7 in the care package. I just feel like I didn't hit as many shots with it. I had some good games with it, some bad games. But I definitely feel like I hit a lot more with the gun when it was on the ground. I don't know why that is. It's so weird. It was almost like the alternator, where like I feel like the alternator before it went into the care package was better. So it's just strange, right? Like they buff it, but now it's worse. So I don't get it. So there is this Nemesis gun, which a lot of people are suspecting to be the new gun in season 13. I don't know. I'm 50-50 with it. As well. I think the picture at one point, I don't know where I saw it, but the picture that was posted, I think was the Havoc. So I think the Havoc is what they're kind of looking at, but who knows? They could be kind of keeping it a secret, and we may just have to wait a little bit longer, right? But it's expected to be an energy gun, has a burst and a full auto mode, which is kind of like the Havoc anyway. The Havoc had the hop up, I forget what hop up that was, but where it could, basically use like 3 things or whatever. So there's also been rumors that the devs are looking to bring a new hop up to the game for the L-Star. It may be worth also like the L-Star, because with the Volt being in the care package, there's a lot of people who are like, I don't even want energy, because like I don't want to run an energy gun with if I don't get the Volt. So I get that 100%. Most people don't touch the L-Star. I don't mind it too much. I'm not a big Devotion guy or a Havoc guy, but I've been using the Havoc a little bit more, and it does smack. You just got to learn how to control it. So I just feel it works a little bit better at close to medium range. I don't know how the people start hitting shots a little bit farther away, but so my assumption right now for the new hop up is not even a new hop up, but bringing the select fire back. So I want to go over to this, and we're going to watch Crypto here. Hopefully this kind of comes through okay. If not, no big deal, but we're going to watch Crypto, who's got a Prowler right there. So Crypto was definitely using a Prowler. That is a Prowler. And it's definitely using a select fire hop-up where it's in full auto. That was not burst mode, right? So
Come on, mate, I was just kidding.
Yeah, so that's my assumption is the select fire hop-up is coming back. So the Prowler, which was very good, even in just the burst mode, it's one of my favorite guns. I just don't see it super often, and I tend, you're gonna see a light gun first. So if I get a 301 or a 99 or an RE45 or an alternate, like I'm typically gonna grab those and use that like the whole game. So I usually don't have a Prowler. I don't get it super often. So if I do, yeah, I mean it's a great gun. I just don't use it as much. But if they bring the select fire back, I will be using it pretty much every game. Because select fire Prowler is goated. So that's my assumption for the new hop up. So map changes, I mean, we really don't know, right? We know this giant flipping creature has done something. It has killed Leviathans. And there is like there is a downed beast section of the map, which you apparently need to go through. It's apparently there's something still dangerous in it, right? So what treasure lies on the shores of Stormpoint? Stay sharp and stick together. Even dead beasts hold danger. So there's something still potentially, I don't know if it's like gases in it or something. I don't know. Or there's little baby creatures inside of it. I have no idea. So there might be more player versus enemy type stuff, more PvE, which we definitely see that in the armory structures, right? When Newcastle and Bangalore went into these new structures, once the creature came on, it brought up these armor structures, right? She goes in and sees all these guns, all this loot in there, right? So, but the Spectre AI, so more enemies, little things that kind of drop out. But apparently, as soon as you grab something, you do have to fight off these specters to get it. So they're enemy droids. So that is a thing. I'm not a huge fan of the PvE. Now, if they kind of stay in the armory, it's not a big deal. You can just avoid it. But like, I am glad they kind of nerfed for Stormpoint the prowlers and stuff, because it's just a nightmare if you're trying to win a game and you're getting attacked by PvE, or you're being attacked by the environment. So I'm okay with that. Ranked reloaded. So there are changes to ranked. Not a lot of it has been released or whatever. So I know like the biggest complaint right now is you only max at like 5 KP, right? So and especially in Kings Canyon, it almost makes no sense to fight. Like you almost want to try to land with one team, kill that team, and then rat until the end of the game, right? Because you'll be walking away from that first fight with 1 or 2 KP probably. And then it's so easy to pick up 3-4 KP in the last 3 or 4 teams. So it makes no sense. That it's worth so much more points to stop fighting and rat a little bit. Picking fights mid-game, it is just so stupid. It is so easy to be third, fourth, and fifth partied in that game. It's just ridiculous, or in that map on Kings Canyon. So I got really tired of ranked, to be honest, this season. Like there's 0% chance of me even getting to plat. So it just ain't gonna happen. Like I hate it. So modes, you gotta imagine control is coming back. Which is what this picture is from. But the uplink mode, kind of like there's like the ball thing, like in like Halo Infinite has the one where I think it's called uplink, where yeah, you basically take the ball and take it back. So it's kind of like a capture the flag type of a thing. And then I do like this, like potentially an Apex Legends dev teased a season 0 LTM, which will bring back all the OG stats, OG Legends only. and like that seems actually really cool to me. So the old Kings Canyon map, base characters and base weapons with their original stats. That kind of seems pretty fun, to be honest. So events, yeah, there's obviously, I don't know, the regular events that they have that come out, to me have been really boring. The only one I really liked was actually this picture right here. I liked the pirate one because I just loved all those skins. Plus, the Watson heirloom was also pretty cool. So, um, who knows? I would like some more LTMs this season for sure. And something new and something different. I only played like one or two matches of Flashpoint. That was just not one that I ever really enjoyed. It was unique and fun, but man, it's a little bit harder. So I don't know. I personally, the whatever it was, season 3 with the whole crap ton of events that they had, like there was so much potential with all those, and it seems like they've just kind of given up on those LTMs, right? So I would like to see those back. I liked the armed and dangerous, the snipers and shotties. Like those were guns like I never really used prior. I always loved SMGs and ARs, and wasn't big with the snipers and shotguns, but like that mode makes everybody a little better. Like I feel like those are the guns that a lot of people just don't use anyway. And so yeah, the fact that you could actually practice with them in just a fun LTM with no pressure was pretty cool. So I would like to see that one back, to be honest. The dummies mode was fun. The third person mode was one that I actually really liked, that I thought was gonna like actually kind of become a thing, and never was. So I think those are things that are worthy of bringing back. The Flashpoint is kind of surprising. Um, but I think the control mode, I think, is worth keeping as a permanent thing. So yeah. I mean, I feel like that is probably it for now. Like, I do want to see the Newcastle trailer, which will be out here in like a day or two. I forget what day it comes out, probably Thursday. So I do want to see that come out and kind of get some details from that, and kind of see what that's like, and see if like his abilities are kind of what we're assuming, which I would imagine they are going to be. And then the battle pass, I don't know, man. Like there has just not been very many battle passes here recently. Like I forget, like there was one like I just totally didn't even buy, like season 10. This is season 12, so I bought season 12. I think it was season 10. Like I just didn't even buy because it was so bad. And it's like I'll just save my coins or unlock something else in like an event that I like. And I think that's what I ended up doing. So some of those events, or some of those battle passes, have just been really bad. So hopefully they can step up their game with the battle pass this season. Hopefully Newcastle does not drop insanely overpowered. I feel like he needs to drop strong. If he's incredibly weak and sucky, then that's going to be a disappointment. I think it's important to drop strong legends, and then nerf them a smidge if you need to, like Horizon. Seer was maybe a little too much. That was a little too much. But like you look at like Valkyrie, right? Or even like Mad Maggie, like they were pretty well balanced coming in, right? And they gave little tiny like UI buffs to Valkyrie with like the gas and stuff, like the gas bar for her jetpack, but that was really it. So yeah, that is it for me today. Just a reminder, like there's probably going to be a lot of Apex stuff coming. My podcast for next week is also going to be an Apex thing about the weapons for this season, and maybe going forward a little bit and kind of talking about those. So it's going to be a full like weapon breakdown. not really going into numbers. I don't really look at that, but really just kind of talking about like not even like a tier thing. Actually, you know what? I don't even want to spoil it, but we're going to be discussing Apex guns next week. So again, thank you very much, everybody, for watching and listening, and we will talk at you all later.